NFL playoffs divisional round is here on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to break down the public consensus for all four games this weekend. I'm going to tell you the most public play on the board. That's coming up free for you. Deep dive analysis for all four playoff games right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, breaking down your Fade the Public divisional round playoffs edition here on WagerTalk TV. And of course, just four games on the board. We're not going to have a ton of public plays. In fact, we have one lean this week, which I'm going to give you in a moment. But just want to let you know, the one official public play last week was the LA Chargers, and boy, did they take it on the chin. So fading the public off to a strong 1-0 start here in the postseason. No official public plays this week, but the most public lean would be the late Saturday evening game on a total. Commanders and Lions on the under. And let's talk about this for a bit, and then we'll go through all four games here, some deep dive details. I'll let you know where the public is leaning in all four. But the most public sentiment side or total this week would be the under in the Lions-Commanders game. And it's not a surprise. You know, when totals get really high, the public starts to play unders all of a sudden. In general, the public is on favorites and unders, and overs. Favorites and overs, of course. So whenever they're leaning towards an under, it catches my eye. Now, this wouldn't be strong enough in the regular season to be an official public play, but I will call it a lean. And of all the 8 sides and totals this week, I'd say the strongest public consensus is on the under Saturday night between the Lions and not my Washington Commanders. Almost my Commanders. I was rooting for them last week. We had a strong best bet on them Sunday night for my clients. Perfect 4-0 sweep, by the way, last week on my wildcard best bets. Now 28-12 NFL run the last couple months. I'll have more information on my best bets here in just a moment. But the public is leaning under in this. Yet a little bit of a sharp money move to the over. It's holding 55.5, even getting closer to that opener of 56. And by the way, many of you ask what sources I use for consensus data. Well, I use several of them, some of them proprietary, and I developed my own methods over the decades that I've been using this information. But one of the sources I start with every week is oddslogic.com. And I want to point out to you that I have a very special offer in which you can try a full month service for free by using this shortcut. It's oddslogic.com/SM. This is the free, not free, it's a premium. It costs hundreds of dollars normally. It's an odds service that I use on a daily basis. Real-time odds from over 20 major offshore and international sportsbooks and U.S. sportsbooks, including Vegas and around the country. It's not only real-time odds, but real-time injury updates. This is what the sportsbooks use in their sportsbooks every day at the ticket counter behind the scenes. And you too can get an advanced look right now by using this special promo, oddslogic.com/SM. I'll have more information at the end of the video. It's also on my homepage at WagerTalk. But wanted to point out to you that if you look at the ticket and money split, you'll notice that the ticket count is on the under in the Commander game, but the money split is still favoring the over. That's because the professional bettors bet big, less bets, bigger amounts. The public bets smaller amounts, more tickets. So we do have a little bit of a sharp square divide, and I agree with the sharps in this one. In fact, I did a standalone video earlier this week here for the Lions-Commanders game, and I mentioned I thought the over was the play in this game, over 55.5. Both offenses match up well, and against similar type opponents, most of the games this year for the Lions and Commanders against similar opponents have been 60-plus range on the total points. So once again, if you're looking to fade the public this week, the top public consensus play would be the under in the Lions-Washington game. I like fading the public here, just like I liked fading them last week with the Texans. Now, this isn't an official public play. Nothing was strong enough this week, but it is an additional lean that I would have given you during the regular season. All right, let's look at the other 3 games here. Now, once again, nothing really concrete or strong, but in the Kansas City-Houston game, I would say the public is leaning a little bit towards the Chiefs. But once again, they're normally on favorites, so nothing surprising here. It's not enough where it would be a lean during the regular season, for example, but a little bit of a public lean on the Chiefs and pretty much neutral on the total. As I mentioned before, the public normally plays overs, but with 5 of the 6 wildcard games going under last week, public is leaning more towards unders in these games this week. They're pretty much neutral to under in most of them, so maybe we do see some higher scoring games than expected. The problem is, other than that Detroit-Washington game that I just gave you with the fast track indoors climate controlled, the other 3 games this week, Kansas City, Philly, and Buffalo, are in extreme cold conditions with snow at several of them. Kansas City will be clear most likely, but very cold, and we could have some wind gusts, which really could limit scoring. Total's currently sitting at 41.5. 41 is a very key number. About a 3 to 4% chance games land on 41. It's one of the most key totals in the NFL. 37 and 41 are the 2 key totals in this price range. And this one is hovering right now at 41.5, so we'll see where it lands on Saturday afternoon when the game kicks off. But once again, a little bit of a public sentiment towards the Chiefs, and I don't disagree. They're the rested 1 seed off a double bye, basically, because remember, they'd already clinched the 1 seed before that Denver finale. They rested everybody. Mahomes has had several weeks now to heal that ankle injury, and they had everybody healthy. Actually, I think one guy was limited, but everybody else was a full participant this week. So the Chiefs are healthy at the right time. Andy Reid has been money off the bye week during his coaching career. Reid, Mahomes. And as I pointed out in the solo video that I did for this game, Texans are the number 1 turnover forced defense in the league, 33 turnovers forced. That's how they've had a decent season. And yes, they have a good pass D, and they're great at pressuring the quarterback. But Mahomes doesn't fall for that. In fact, in his 6 divisional games, he has never thrown an interception. A 16 touchdown, no interception, 6-game divisional record so far. So doesn't look like a good spot for the Texans. It'd be Chiefs or pass. One thing I mentioned in the video also that I did on a solo video on this game was that the Chiefs make an excellent teaser. They're currently minus 8, 8.5 in most spots. And as long as you get them down to 2.5 or less, which you can easily do right now with the 6-point teaser, they're anywhere from 8, 8.5 right now in most locations. The Chiefs look like one of the best teaser plays I've seen all season, because the one concern is that Kansas City has not been blowing teams out this year. They have a lot of single-digit wins. So although it would be Chiefs or pass for me in this game on the side, they do make an excellent teaser down to 2.5 or less. Of course, you would have to tie that up with something else. And right now, there's not a lot else available. You know, the Lions also would be a great teaser Saturday night down to 2.5. Problem is they're currently 9, 9.5 in most books. In fact, if you look at the OddsLogic screen, you'll see that some of the sharper offshore books have minus 10 plus money. And that's because they don't want you to be able to tease them down. That tells you right there that the Lions and the Chiefs are good teaser plays on Saturday. All right, let's fast forward now to the 2 Sunday games. And once again, I do have a deep dive free play video for all 4 divisional games this week. Free plays for all 4 games in my videos, solo videos for each game, 5 to 6 minute analysis. This is the Fade the Public video, so I'm just giving you a quick hit on where the consensus is in each game. And once again, not a lot of public activity this week. Really, that Lions-Commanders under would be the only public lean that I saw. But as far as the Rams-Eagles games, pretty neutral. But once again, when it's neutral, you can make an argument that the public is somewhat leaning towards the dog and the under, because normally they lean favorite and over at least 60% of the time. So neutral overall on my metrics here, but that probably would mean maybe a little bit more public on the Rams and the under that you would normally see. But some of it is weather related. Once again, it's almost a 100% certainty you're going to have snow at kickoff at 3 o'clock Eastern Sunday in Philadelphia. In fact, the weather report right now, depending where you look, I see either 90 or 100% snowfall. And they're supposed to get up to 4 inches throughout the afternoon. Not sure it'll affect the scoring as much as you think, though, because this is not going to be windy. It's going to be cold, but light flurries, maybe a half an inch an hour. I think this has been an over-adjustment. You know, this line opened 45.5. It's down to 43.5. These teams played a high-scoring shootout with 57 points earlier this season in L.A. That total was around 48.5. I think it's an overreaction here, and these are 2 offenses that are very capable of moving the ball. So if the public starts coming in on the under, which it looks like they're maybe starting to do so, I actually would go contrarian here as well with the over. You know, once again, 5 of the 6 wildcard games went under last week. For that reason, I think these totals are being bumped a little bit too low in some of the games. All right, your Sunday night game is a good one, Baltimore and Buffalo. You know, I really think the Eagles and Ravens might be the 2 best teams in the league, but boy, do they have tough matchups this week. And of course, if either one wins, they have to go to a rested 1 seed next week on the road, either Detroit or Kansas City, who has 1 less playoff game under their belt, more rest, and home field. So it's going to be a tough road for Baltimore, and it starts this week in Buffalo, a very dangerous 2 seed. Interesting line move in this game. The Ravens opened briefly as a 1.5 point dog last weekend, and then they quickly went to pick -1. They're even -1.5 now in some spots. And I do think there's a little bit of sharp money there. The public pretty much neutral in this game again. Some consensus data I look at has Buffalo, others have the Ravens, so I really will call it neutral on the side. Maybe a little bit of sharp, well, obviously sharp money, because that's what's moved the line this week. I think more sharps are betting early in the week than the public. We'll see if maybe the public comes in on Buffalo later this weekend. It is a late kickoff Sunday night at 6:30 Eastern. As far as the total in this game, once again, it's hard to say with the weather, because I do think some sharps have lowered this total because of weather, but it hasn't moved much. It is about 52, 51.5, and it's still holding steady at 51, 51.5. Maybe an inch of snow, very cold, but I don't think the snow will be as heavy here as it actually will be in Philadelphia Sunday, but the temperatures are going to be freezing. The high is going to be like 18 for the entire day, and this is a kickoff after dark at 6:30 Eastern. Very cold conditions, and while cold is somewhat overrated if there's no wind or precipitation, once you get to single digits wind chill, which you might have in this game, it does start to affect scoring a little bit. So we'll see if these 51.5s hold or if there's more 51s that start to show on Sunday. By the way, 51, a very key number, about a 3 to 4% chance a game lands on 41. Well, same with 51. A lot of totals get you there, 27, 24 obviously being the most likely result in this game. I did do a free play video on this game in depth, and I actually do like the under 51.5 here. These two teams also played earlier this season, and it was a blowout win for Baltimore, 35-10 at home early in the year. Buffalo did not move the ball well offensively. Baltimore did. However, even with 5 touchdowns, if you look, there was only 6 touchdowns, 1 field goal in the entire game. I do a points per score model, which rates field goals and touchdowns, basically how many times a team could have scored. And I got to about 40 for a true total here. My rescore drive chart model came out to the mid-40s. So I do think 51.5, especially with cold weather, looks a little pricey on this total. Once again, public is pretty much neutral. So I guess you could say maybe they're leaning under. But I do like the under in this game on Sunday night. All right, once again, not a lot of public data this week. We only have 4 games. I give you what I've got, and there's no official public play this week. Last week, it was the Chargers. That obviously won big, fading them. The one public lean this week, once again, would be the under 55.5 in the Commanders-Lions game, and I do think you should fade the public there. I would lean towards the over in what should be a shootout indoors on Saturday night. Hey, comment below. What are your thoughts on these 4 games? Once again, I've got deep dive free play videos for all 4 divisional games. Also, your Monday night national championship game in college football between Ohio State and Notre Dame. I did all 5 big-time playoff and championship games this weekend for you free and solo videos. If you haven't seen them yet, make sure you click subscribe and click that bell so you will get an instant alert when they are staggered and posted throughout the weekend. And you can also watch them right here, of course, anytime on WagerTalk TV. Thumbs up, like, and comment below. If you're liking these free play videos, the more comments, the more thumbs up, likes, the more I'll keep doing each and every day of the week with college and pro basketball now. Of course, I will continue to do football as I've done all season. I love the support. Thank you so much. I do read the comments, and I reply back. What sides or totals do you like the best this week? Also, any player props? Some of you do really well with player props. I will have a Super Bowl prop report a few weeks here on the Fade the Public video, but we don't mess with it too much until then. If you like any props, though, drop it down below for everybody. Include some analysis if you have the time. Let's learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. And on the way out, once again, let me touch on that great offer I've got for you with OddsLogic. Set up a special deal with them just this week. I wanted to announce it here on the Fade the Public video because one of the sources I do use for consensus data is OddsLogic each and every week. But that's not the only thing I use it for. It is open on my desktop all day long as I'm doing my handicapping because you get real-time injury updates. You get real-time line moves. You can look at the sharp books, the not-so-sharp square books. It's both offshore and U.S. and Vegas data all on one screen. And this is a premium service. It costs hundreds of dollars. This is what the sports books use behind the counter. And you can try it for free right now for the next 30 days and nights. All you have to do is go to this website, oddslogic.com/SM. Make sure you put that /SM when you go to oddslogic.com/SM because you get a free 30-day trial. No obligation, no credit card needed. You just sign up and you get in there right away, and you can use a professional odds, live scores, live injury update service for free. Once again, oddslogic.com/SM is the way to go. By the way, I've got that offer on my homepage right now at wagertalk.com, along with my buy 3 days, get 4 days for the price of 3. That's a special offer through this weekend. Get Saturday, Sunday, Monday, get Tuesday free. Get whatever, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get Monday free. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, get Wednesday free. You get the deal. 3-day all sports, and I'm including the 4th day for free this weekend only when you sign up right now. No promo code needed. Or if you're serious about winning, and by the way, I didn't even mention this, but NFL is 17-2, well, 16-2. We had one NBA best bet. Best bets are 17-2 the last 6 Sundays for my clients at wagertalk.com, and I do have 2 strong best bets for both NFL games this Sunday on the sides in both games. If you want to get my NFL plays, you really should. We finished the regular season red hot, and we kept it going last week, going 4-0 in the wild card round. Now 28-12 on NFL best bets the past 2 months, including a 4-0 sweep to start the playoffs last week. Get my strongest playoff best bets for this weekend and get on board that incredible 17-2 Sunday record the last 6 weeks right now at wagertalk.com. And if you want to get basketball as well, what I was going to mention is that All Sports All Access special is still available. 365 days and nights of college and pro football, basketball, and baseball for about $1 a play with promo code SM365. Now look, you don't have to memorize the special offers. The free 1 month of live odds service, the buy 3, get the 4th day free, or the 1 year all access for $1 a play. promo code, special offers. The links are all on my homepage right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and right below them is a daily free play. It's so simple. If I have a selection, my clients get it, and I'm very selective. I only use the highest mathematical plays, about 2 to 3 best bets on average, which means that last cut, game that's just a bit outside, is still a strong opinion, and I post that for free for everybody on my page each and every day. So check out the daily free play right now. Check out those special offers, and don't miss those 2 strong NFL best bets this weekend as well. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Hey, get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. Follow me on social media as well, at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.